Welcome to Impact Transformations. You're on the cusp of something very new here in New Hampshire, and I would thank you very much for your time and your presence today. But this is going to be a great weekend for you. It's not what you think it is, and that's exactly what it should be. As long as you remain open and trust to the possibility of developing a new relationship with yourself, and you'll get the very best out of it. In order to establish a relationship with ourselves and you, there has to be some form of ground rule. These ground rules are specifically designed so that you get the maximum benefit from the seminar and obviously the quality that you deserve for placing yourselves here. So I'd just like to bring a few ground rules. So, there is no side talking. There's going to be things that are going to go on through the duration of this seminar that you will have to be silent, and I'll be talking about that later on, about communication. It's imperative that you keep ears open at all times, because those are the greatest way to build relationships when you don't know people who you're sitting with, or people who come through the door. There are a few people coming through as well, so in order to do this in such an effective manner, what you get to do is be open to switching it around. With the people that you know, I'd like you to introduce yourself to people that you don't know. That way we can maximise creationships. Creationships are communication and relationships merged into the one. Okay? No food inside or outside, because this is a hotel. They've been pretty specific in that rule. Cell phones off in case there's an emergency. Please nominate one of the staff to speak about it, because it's essential that you have communication if it's an emergency. Commitment to confidentiality. It's going to be an experiential seminar for you. What I mean by that is there's going to be things here for you to experience you at a greater level than what you're actually sitting here just now. The confidentiality part is that what stays in this room stays in this room. Does that make sense? Okay, thank you. So be on time. Okay? Absolutely critical, again, for you to get this maximum potential for your benefit. You get to be on time. What will happen is that if you ever leave the room for lunch or in the morning, you'll hear this noise. This tune. This tune. Right? Okay, so what that is that is your cue for 1 minute for you to get back on the seats and start preparing for the next lesson. It's just designed that way for a little bit of discipline through it, because we want to give you the potential that you deserve to experience. Doors close on there, so just make sure that you're aware of that. The doors close on that minute too. Trust. What do I mean by trust? Well, what that means is be open to the possibility that you're here to create a relationship other than the ones that you have already created with yourself. You're going to be expanding that, so that's going to take a level of trust in us and trust in you. So that's basically the thing that goes on all the time. And be courageous. One of the ways that I've been courageous in my life before is stepping up to the front, where you get to have a kind of spotlight on you, put the hand up. That's what I want you to be. Step up for each other. What do I mean by that? Right, stepping up for each other is, if Ed here, okay, is out and he sees someone in the corridor who is further down and he hears this here, Ed's accountable for the person down the corridor to come in and be on time. So be aware, okay? Create relationships. Again, that just means migrating between the people that you know and the people that you don't know. So the people that you don't know, you can create a relationship with, and you get the most out of that experience. And integrity. Okay, does anybody understand or not understand, or needs more clarity on the word integrity, what it means? Okay, so just be integrous, be on time, step up for each other, accountable, enjoy it. So this one here I would like to really cap on. If your phones are off just now, please turn them off. If you need them on for an emergency, now's the time to tell me. For, okay, yeah. So, just a couple of minutes. What I'd like to do is just take some nice deep breaths, right? This is just a transformational process. What we're here to do is to support you all the way through this, to give you the best quality of what I've lived through my life to you, get to trust, right? That's what we do. Next up is going to be a professional speaker. He is the creator of Motivational Firewood, top guy. He's got some great stuff in store for you. And he's also the author of 4.5 books. He tells me, I don't know what that means. I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to that half book because the other 4 are absolutely brilliant. So I'd just like to welcome up to the front our friend Steve Gamble. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. All right. Now, I'm not in 3D. I actually am this tall. So if you're in the front row, I'm sorry if it's a little intimidating. Got some handouts here we're going to work through for this first session. It is called Attitude, Action, and Traction. This is a 2-sided worksheet. So if you go to the Attitude, Action, Traction side, just put those down, please. Any extras, you can feel free to put them on the floor over there. My name is Steve Gamble, and I am a professional speaker. My official title is Provider of Motivational Firewood. I say that because, as a speaker, guess what? I can't change your lives one bit. You're still here. Good. Books cannot change your lives one bit. Speakers cannot change your lives one bit. All we can do is give you information. The information I give you added to the spark in your heart, your desire to do something, but maybe you don't have the resources to know how to get where you want to go. We've all got goals, hopes, dreams, etc., some big, some small. But sometimes we get stuck because we think, oh, I'd love to do that, but I don't know how. Or, boy, I'm just not surrounded by people who are going to support me on this journey, so it's going to be really tough. My job as a speaker, provide motivational firewood, give you something through my stories, my personal life, as well as that of the little dog over there on the left. That is Super Teddy. Super Teddy has had a very difficult life. He is turning 4 years old this month. He was born the only survivor of his litter to a stray mama dog in an alley down in the streets of New Orleans 4 years ago. He was rescued, he was fostered, he was evacuated by one of those amazing organizations that goes down and rescues animals from the high kill areas. Brought him up to southern Maine, and my fiance saw an email about him. He was this big, and she drove all the way down from northern Vermont to southern Maine to adopt him. He is my inspiration. He is someone that inspired me to do different things as a speaker. He actually wrote my 4th book. I'm stuck on the half book, the 0.5, as Derek said. Working on that now. But Super Teddy's going to be part of my journey as well, because that little dog knows more about life than I think some people get to experience sometimes. So he's going to share the journey with me. If I can provide information, add it to the spark in your heart, and you get somewhere with it, guess what we get? We get fire. I can't make the fire for you. I can give you information, and boy, if you just grab it and hug it, and you do something with it, we win. That's all I ask. And if we laugh a lot in the next 45 minutes, is that okay too? Because if you say, no, I got to change some slides real quick. In 8 years of speaking, luckily no audience has ever said, no, we don't want to laugh. Except for that group of aeronautical engineers. They didn't laugh much. They didn't get it. Attitude, action, and traction. For me, I'm a blue-collar guy, carpentry background, radio for 10 years, stand-up comic, author, speaker. I'm a storyteller. I talk in real stories. I talk with you, not at you. The only reason I talk down at you is because I'm 6'2" and you're sitting. Other than that, we're right here. We're all real people here, right? Good, okay. We're talking about the bare bones basic stuff. We're talking about the building blocks. We're talking about the mindset, the heart set. We all need to be in for this weekend to be as rewarding for all of you as you wish it to be. So we'll start off. We'll be talking first. I want you to ask yourself this question tomorrow morning and every morning when you wake up and look in the mirror and your eyes focus enough to only see one person. Look yourself right in the eyes and ask, do I have gas? Uh-huh. Yeah. First time I ever did this, in this company just said, Steve, come in, we want you to speak. Okay, a church basement right after a ham and bean supper. Now, I didn't realize it was a ham and bean supper, and I'm thinking, I know what my first slide says. And a whole wall full of guys in the back raising their hand. I go, no, 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 and no. This is what I'm talking about. This is the gas gauge in my 2010 Honda CR-V. It is by far the most intelligent vehicle I've ever owned. It tells me my mileage, 25.4 miles to the gallon. That's pretty good. It tells me how far I went that week. 316 miles worth of speaking that week. It was a busy week. It was a wonderful week. Now, the brain of this vehicle also tells me how much farther I can go with the gas I have in the tank. How much farther can I go? 0. Where was I when it said 0? Not in my driveway. I was 4.5 miles from home. I live in Dunbarton, New Hampshire. Is anybody here from Dunbarton? Because if there's more than 2 of us that leave, we have to change the sign. That's how small it is. No, we spoke. You're from Mount Vernon. Very similar, small town. We have one flashing yellow traffic light. We have one gas pump. And at 10:15 p.m., I pulled into it. Oh no, it's open 24/7.
Oh.
It's credit card only.
Oh,
Oh, it's awesome.
we don't even have a
In the-
gas station in Mount Vernon.
The beauty of it is they only service it once a week. So if the gas prices go up, it's still the low price till next Saturday. Everybody goes there. So I pull in. Now, I was speaking in Concord, New Hampshire that night, and my fiance texted me. He said, before you leave the big city with the electricity and a whole bunch of gas stations, Tina said, get some gas. Now, guys, we look at the tank, we think of how far we got to go. We look at the tank, we think of how far we got to go. What do we all say? I can make it. I can make it. Just as I pulled in, it went to 0 when I went. Took this picture, texted it to Tina, and went, ha, 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 ha. Get out of the car, got my credit card. Now, guys, when we cheat death, this is cheating death to a guy, by the way. We struggle. Like, a guy in football that just made it the length of the field, gets the touchdown, credit card, bang, in the machine. And nothing happened. So with a little less bravado, we have one gas pump in Dunbarton, and it's broken. I'm 4.5 miles from home. Dunbarton is like the coolest zoo you've ever been to. It just doesn't have any cages. We have moose, deer, bear, fox, coyote, wolves, porcupines, then a couple of them. Skunks, red squirrels, gray squirrels, raccoons. We got it all. And it's dark, because we don't have street lights. I'm sitting 4.5 miles from home, stuck, because the brain says, I can't go any farther. We've had days like this. I can't make one more sales call. I've had 98 rejections in a row. I can't go do this because I failed at this 12 times in a row. I can't. I just want to sit in bed, pull the covers over, and wait for this day to go away. We have days where our minds say, we can't do this one more time. I speak for a lot of unemployment networking groups for the state of New Hampshire and the state of Massachusetts. And every time I ask, have you had those days? I can't send my resume one more time without hearing back that they even got it. We can't, because this tells us we can't. See, the people at Honda knew someone like me was going to drive this car. And they gave it a heart. And that heart has an extra couple of gallons of gas in it. Because we can either sit by the side of the road and wait for someone to come along, which in Dunbarton after 10 p.m. is not likely. I couldn't even call home for help. This is the low part of the town. You can't even get a signal out. I don't even have half a bar on my phone. You can wear corduroys like wool socks, rubber balloon in your hair. You ain't getting a call out of Dunbarton. So you can sit and get stuck in your stuff, or you can trust that you're going to make it like you've made it every other time until today. Turn the key, put your foot on the gas, and go, and at least you'll get closer to where you want to be, right? So I did that. Turned the key, put my foot on the gas, and made it 4.5 miles. Without a sputter, without a cough, nothing. If ever you're in that situation with that much gas, they say that driving 20 miles per hour is the optimum speed to maximize your fuel. I found out if you drive 60 miles an hour, you find out 3 times faster if you have enough gas. Made it all the way home. Couldn't believe it. As every hill, I'm going, come on, come on, come on. Every hill going down, off, neutral, hey, here we go. Made it all the way home. So if there's something in your life you want to go after, maybe something that you've been trying at, you're not there yet, please don't give up on yourselves. If this says you can't do it, listen to this. This is where the reserves are. Anything you've ever tried to overcome in your life, you've obviously made it. You're here. Continue to dig deep into this. And ask yourself every day, do I have gas? I don't care what your spouse's significant other say from the other room. You're the only person that matters. So we'll talk about attitude. There are 2 types of attitude you can have. There's positive and there's negative. There's no such thing as in between. Think of a battery if you've ever had to jumpstart. If you've ever had to jumpstart a car. 2 posts on a battery, right? What are they? Positive, negative, right? There's no post in the middle. Like some people just like to be wishy-washy in life. Like, I'm just here. There's no post in the middle that says, maybe I'll start. Positive, negative. It's your only choices. And I like to use a lot of visuals when I speak. Positive people are climbing mountains. Negative people are stuck in ruts. What is this person right here doing? Helping. Thank you for saying help. The first time I said this, somebody says, can I borrow this for a second? Because they knew I had the laser pointer. Like if you own cats, you love laser pointers. Someone said, this person borrowed $50 from this person didn't pay this person back, so this person's hanging them off a cliff what you can't see of the alligators. Wow! How many cups of coffee have you had today? The answer was 2, by the way. Helping someone else up. Think back to the best job you've ever had, the best year you ever had in school, the best new experience you ever had, the person who guided you, the person who mentored you, the person who reached out to you. Who was this person? The person who showed you the first day of your new job where to put your coat and your belongings, showed you where the filing system was, showed you how to log into the computer. See, we don't have to have people rescuing people from the edge of the cliffs. These people are here every single day. You pay the toll for a person behind you. This is what you're doing. You're making someone's journey easier for where they wish to go. And the reason I say this is because so many people think, I can't make a difference in the world. I'm just this one person. I'm just this little old person from here. You have an opportunity every single day to make someone else's journey better. Now, that's only if the people want to make the journey. If you're dragging people up a mountain, guess what? That's too much work. Dragging dead weight up a mountain is no fun. Then you got these people. These are the people that think of Monday morning at work. Or think of, what night did the Bruins play? Was it Wednesday? Think of yesterday morning at work. If you work anywhere in Bruins Nation, these are the people that, because the Bruins lost and because they're, like that anyway, they love to have stuff to complain about. Some people are only happy, I think, when they're complaining. They were just born that way. They walk in like this, and they stop right in front of your office. Now, Derek's on his computer looking down. He's saying to himself, please don't make eye contact. Please don't make eye contact. And then that person goes, and if you don't look up, it's followed by, Bruins lost. That's the mating call of the negative, by the way. And then finally it gets awkward, so you look up, and then Derek, of course, because he's a caring, nice person, says, how's it going? So the first thing Derek's brain says, gotta get those words back. Because you know what's coming. These people that continually walk, and then boom, they just dump everything. These are the people sometimes that call us on the phone. You got a minute? Sure. in the news, politics, religion, the cop that just pulled them over, the fact their socks didn't match today, whatever they're negative about that day. And after 15 minutes of listening to people like this, how do you feel? Drained. Tired. Jack Canfield, the co-creator of Chicken Soup for the Soul, calls them psychic vampires because they steal your energy. Are there days that we could maybe fall into a rut? Sure. But see, if you're here, you're one of the people that will recognize the rut and say, okay, I've got to consciously do something to get out of this. Because ruts that you can just go like this, out of, are so much better than when you can't even see the light of day anymore. One of my favorite phrases ever comes from an Episcopalian bishop in Chicago named Gerald Burrow. He said, the only difference between a rut and a grave is the depth. Think about it. The people that stay in that negative pattern over and over. And on your sheet, the definition of attitude, your thoughts, feelings, and disposition. Oh, I'm sorry, state of mind. Yep, state of mind. Sorry about that. Feeling or disposition. Apologize for not doing that right up front. Basically, your attitude is how you react to the world. It's your program. If you choose to have a positive attitude, when things happen in the world, you stand a better chance of having a positive reaction. If your wiring is to go to the negative, well, there's plenty of opportunities out there. I search the news every week. My motivational e-newsletter comes out twice a week. I need 4 positive stories a week. 2 on Monday, 2 on Thursday. Some weeks, you know how hard it is to find that in the mainstream media? 4 good stories. It can be tough. Just this week in the news, Lego. I don't know if you saw this news report. It came out yesterday or the day before. There's a big concern right now with Lego Company. More and more and more and more Lego faces are angry faces now. And they're worried about the effect that has on kids. They've observed kids now playing more violently with little kids. More violently and aggressively with their toys because the faces are angry. The number of angry faces has gone up and friendly faces has gone down. They did a study. I'm thinking, I just want to take a pencil eraser and erase the eyebrows because that's what makes them angry, it's the eyebrows. You ever see somebody who got their eyebrows shaved, like at a college prank? You can't tell their expression. They could be screaming and you're like, dude, you look funny with no eyebrows. But you just think they're consciously making more and more angry faces. What is that doing? These kids are going to be taking care of me someday. I don't want them angry at me when I'm 80 years old because I can't run away from them. We just need to be aware of the attitude we walk into everything with. Every morning when we walk out, when we're in traffic and someone honks the horn, my license plate says inspire. This hand cannot go out the window like it used to. I need to remember that. I will just wave to people or I'll just look at them and say, I'm sorry, that was my bad. And no matter what, I choose every day to not salute anybody out the window. Super Teddy, from his book, Bust Out of Your Crate, wake up every day and wag yourself happy. He is the happiest dog in the world. I swear, rescued animals know. They do. I mean, he literally fit in the palm of your hand when Tina adopted him. He was the happiest dog. I stopped to see him on the way here. Stopped at my fiancée Tina's place and saw Super Teddy, and his tail is only that big. It looks like a cottontail on a rabbit, but it moves. And Tina looks at him and goes, your tail doesn't move like that for me. Just for Big Brother Steve, because he made you famous. He is the most joyful, happy, loving dog ever. So Super Teddy's advice, wake up every day and wag yourself happy. That just means first thing in the morning, if you're one of those people who insists on reading the headlines while you're watching the TV news and then listening to talk radio on the way to work, you might not be on the greatest path for your day. It's good to be informed. But guess what? What's in the newspaper is the same thing that's on TV, is the same thing that people are raging about on the radio. I'm just saying, honor yourselves. Start your day with something that actually makes you happy. Do you have a favorite band or song or artist? Love your shirt, by the way. I had my Hawaiian shirt on earlier. Good thing I changed for Clash.
I do about 2 minutes.
Too many? What's just one song that if your alarm clock played it tomorrow morning, you wake up and go, just one.
Just one?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Good Day Sunshine by the Beatles. Yeah. Beatles were a happy band, man. They could not play the blues. Beatles are like a banjo. Nothing sad ever came out of a banjo. Yeah. Good day sunshine. Yeah. Now tomorrow morning, I want you to put that in your CD player, your MP3 player, whatever, and just hit it. Just take a moment and listen to that. Imagine starting your day like that every day. Now we got to deal with reality. The world's not always the friendliest of places. I personally believe there are way more good people than bad people. It's just that sometimes the bad people make more noise. Wake up every day. Go on YouTube. Oh my gosh, if ever there was a place to laugh, go on YouTube. Find the funniest home videos, anything to do with pets are hysterical. One of my favorites, if you recall the show Whose Line Is It Anyway? With Drew Carey and those guys, look up Whose Line Is It Anyway? Richard Simmons, Living Scenery. Literally, I cry, laughing when I am watching this. Richard Simmons impersonating a jet ski makes me cry. It's a great way to start a day. Wake up every day and wag yourself happy. Action. On your sheet, it's an organized activity designed to accomplish an objective. An organized activity designed to accomplish an objective. Most important word here is organized. We're all busy people. I mean, with everything now, the world is moving faster than ever. And so many of us say, we're busy. I'm so busy, but at the end of the day, can you chart the progress all the time? If you're friended with me on Facebook, you know I'm there a lot. Doesn't always lead to a ton of progress every day. But when I stay focused, when I can see myself going from here to here, closer to a goal, that's what I'm talking about with action. This is the roller coaster at Canopy Lake over in Salem, Wyndham, New Hampshire. And it's Cannonball, yeah, I can never remember the name, thank you. The Yankee Cannonball. When you first go into the parking lot, it's the one that's right there, the old wooden roller coaster. It's one of the oldest ones in New England, I believe. And I used to live in Salem. I lived there for 8 years. And I would drive by in the spring after a heavy winter of snow and ice, and I'd go, wow, still standing. And every year, I wanted to be on the first ride. I wanted to take that ride, be on the first one, every single year until I saw the guy underneath it with the metal detector looking for the bolts that fell off in the winter, and I thought, you know what, the second weekend is okay too. It'll still go fast. Because I'm all about staying alive, not just the Bee Gees, but not getting hurt. The beauty of these roller coasters is there are two ways that they resemble life. The first is, these don't hold a lot of people. If you go to Busch Gardens or some of these other roller coasters, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 people at a time, and they rocket off. This one holds maybe 24, 26, 28 people. So think of all of us taking a ride together on a roller coaster. Now, if we're all sitting on this roller coaster together, so I'm going to sit next to, what's your first name? Brenda. Brenda, can I sit in the front chair of the roller coaster with you? Okay. Brenda, you like roller coasters? Why'd you stand in line with me for a half hour? Okay, well, Brenda's... Okay, you close your eyes, okay? Don't grip my hand, because I had somebody afraid of roller coasters, death gripping my hand once. So Brenda and I are sitting in the front row of the roller coaster. Now imagine, how excited are we going to be to enjoy this ride if someone sits behind us and says, I hope this doesn't go as fast as it did the last time. It went in the corner, and I got a bruise on my hip, and somebody's kid was screaming in my ear, and I probably shouldn't have eaten that fourth burrito. By the way, the person is sitting behind you, not me.
Yeah.
Okay, the burrito person.
Thanks.
All right, who wants to be on a ride with someone like that? How many of us, though, tolerate people like this around us every day? You know, when I was first writing my first book 8 years ago, why do you want to write a book? How much is that going to cost you? What are you going to do with it? Who's going to print it for you? How are you going to pay for that? I tried to write a book once. It just doesn't work. Really? This is a person who just did nothing. said, okay, this, that, and what they excelled at was actually tearing down everyone else's dreams. People like that are welcome to get off my ride. I've actually asked 2 people, kind of defriended in real life, 2 people. One of them sent a flurry of emails that nearly caused me to get a restraining order, proving my point. This person was negative. The other person actually, I took him out to lunch and explained how negative he'd been for about a year, actually thanked me. Now, we haven't gotten to be close friends again, but he actually thanked me for that. Because some people, you have to explain to them, see, this is a roller coaster. It goes up real high, then it goes real fast, and it gets scary, and we scream, and at the end, we're like, I'm going to do that again. Then you get people that really should just be on roller coasters. I mean, on merry-go-rounds. Because they just go round and round in the same pattern and never get anywhere. But for some people, that's okay. They like their comfortable little ride. But when they're taking on another one, they ruin it for everyone else. We just have to be careful about that. The second way that this is a lot like life is the top of that hill is your goal. You want to reach the top of the hill because that's when the fun starts. But the challenge is, what sound does this roller coaster make? Click, 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 click. Wow, it's the first time someone ever actually did the click. Nice. I say the word click. Who was that made the sound? Wow, awesome, thank you. Usually I say click, 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 click. Now, you have to do every individual click in order to enjoy the ride. So if you have a goal, who's ever set a goal that scared the heck out of you the next morning when you realized the goal you'd set? Like, New Year's Eve, maybe you've had a couple, you're like, next year I'm going to do this, yeah, I'm going to lose 20 pounds, I'm going to make $1 million, I'm going to do this, blah, blah, blah. The next morning you wake up and you're like, how many people have I said that in front of? You're looking at it written and you're like, that's my handwriting. I can't do that. But when we break it down, when we understand, in September of 2006, I went for a complete physical at my doctor's office for the first time in 10 years. And my cholesterol was 248. Apparently it's like golf, low score wins. Cholesterol is 248, or 20 pounds overweight, because I had just left the radio industry and I lived for 10 years on fast food. I was sweating French fries. Not healthy. Doctor just says, okay, you're 20 pounds overweight, cholesterol is blah, 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 blah. Here's a prescription for Lipitor. Whoa. No. I've heard bad things about that. It eats your liver. Can I just try this on my own? I have a gym membership. Card somewhere. He says, all right, you have 3 months. You have 3 months to drastically change these numbers, or you have got to take this medication. Okay. Found my gym membership card. Click. Went to the gym. Click. Swiped my card and the computer went, we thought you were dead. Hadn't been there in a while. I was in the red zone, 300 plus days without going to the gym. So then I went 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times a week, sometimes twice a day at the gym, sweating like Elvis. Went to the grocery store, went to the healthy aisle, click. Actually ate the healthy food, click. At the gym, met with the nutritionist, said, okay, here's my weight, here's my cholesterol, here's where I gotta be. Great, write me on a plan, click. Actually ate the foods, click. Right up near to the top, went back to the doctor the week of Christmas. Cholesterol, 48 points down. Weight, 20 pounds gone. Feeling great, looking great, happier than ever. Over the top. How much more work do you have to do after you go over the top of that hill? None. Momentum. So think of any goal that maybe you're thinking now, oh, I was 3 clicks from the top. I was that close. I could have done it. Stuck it out. What did I do? I got out and I walked all the way back down. When you're thinking of your goals, think of it in the scene of this roller coaster. Just think it's a series of small steps. It's a series of clicks. It's one action a day towards something you want to make it happen. This is a bear. We have them in Dunbarton too. Someone wants to ask me, oh, did you take this picture? No. Like, I snuck up, look at the claws. Like, I snuck up on this bear and went, that would be just the time the flash didn't go off. And I, wouldn't have an escape. What do bears do in the winter? Hibernate. What happens when a bear hibernates? Say it had a great summer, it had a great fall, it's stored up, it's all feeling happy and robust, and it goes to sleep for 3-4 months, and all those resources dissipate. It's like some people that own a business say, hey, I had a great fourth quarter, I got all this money. So they don't work at their business for, I don't know, the first quarter. And all of a sudden, around April, May, they're kind of coming out, waking up. And they're like these bears that have been sleeping 3 or 4 months. They're a little groggy. They're a little disoriented. They're starving. They're weak. They can't keep up with the other bears that have been out and more active. This happens in our lives. We hibernate on some stuff. Sometimes we have things happening in our lives that cause us to shut down. We just live off whatever resources are left. And when we wake up, we're groggy, we're weak, we're confused. There's a guy up in northern New Hampshire that kind of takes in bear cubs. Maybe the mothers were killed in an accident or a trap. He usually has 3 or 4 bear cubs each winter. And he has a nice barn and a whole big area all fenced in. You were nodding your head. Did you see the article? How many bear cubs he took care of this past winter? 27. He usually has 3 or 4. He had 27. And the newspaper interviewed him and said, how are the bear cubs doing? He said, they're having a ball. They're exploring the woods. He's got this whole preserve area all fenced in. They got a barn to play in. They know where all the food is. He said, this is great. They're eating. They're active. They're this, they're that. They just won't go to sleep. He says they make noise 24/7. Some of them are up at all times. He said the best part of that is this spring, when all the other bears come out and they're slow and this, these guys are going to be running circles. They're going to be playing. They're going to be getting the food. They're going to be growing faster. They're going to be smarter. See, this is the type of bear you got to be. You got to be out networking. You got to be out building relationships. When you're out making connections with the world every day, people in the world are going to be very excited to see you. The people in this tent were very excited to see the bear. They ran and told their friends, a bear! The bear's like, all right, I'm here. This is what you got to be in your career, with your family, your friends. Don't hibernate. You got to stay in touch. You would be amazed at the people who are in your circles, family, friends, sometimes even people you hardly know, who will support you if they know what you're after, if they know what you're all about, and if they know where you want to go. There'll be those hands reaching out. Boy, you got to reach that hand up. You got to stay out there and stay active. If there are days you feel like you're shutting down, and I've had those days. I've had great days in my life, and I've had some really horrific days in my life where I just wanted to just stay in the dark and not reach out. But then I did reach out, or someone actually reached out to me because they knew what I was going through. And when that hand sometimes comes out of the darkness, wow, where it can take you is amazing. So stay out there and stay active. If you're familiar with The Secret, you've probably seen these vision boards. Pictures of, this is right out of The Secret, things you want to have, places you want to go, people you'd like to be, people who inspire you. Words and pictures that describe the type of person you wish to be. That's my fiancée, Tina. She will not let me use a picture bigger than this. She's a little shy. Generous giving, Make-A-Wish, Oprah. If you've ever written a book, you want to meet Oprah. She should be on the Vision Board starter kit. The pig is there not because I love bacon, which I do. Where does a pig live? Mud. Mud, wallowing in the mud. Mud and filth and everything 24/7. It's a little small, but what is the facial expression on that pig? He's happy. If there's a living creature who can live in mud and filth and still be smiling, I have something to learn from that creature. If you think of the TV show Secret Millionaire, a show that I hope to be on someday, I just got to make $1 million first. Think of the people in the lesser communities where these millionaires go in undercover. What do they find in these communities? Love, caring, joy, happiness, spirituality, giving. People who materialistically don't have a lot, reaching out and caring for people. And sometimes people like that are looked down upon by society. That is why that picture is there. That picture has been on all 5 of the vision boards I've made in the last 6 years to remind me there's no creature beneath me. And I have a lot to learn from everybody whose path I cross every single day. I'm going to learn something from one of you this weekend. that is going to change my life. Someone in this room could change your life this weekend. And it doesn't have to be one of the people up here. Volunteering is very big for me. Super Teddy's dancing. Me sitting on the beach with my laptop and a bottle of water, that's my future office. Started my own giving organization called Beach Bum Philanthropy. That's my picture. I want to hang out, jeans and a Hawaiian shirt, help people out. That's how I want to spend the rest of my life. See this every single day. If you build a vision board, take a picture of it, make it the wallpaper on your laptop. Make it the wallpaper on your smartphone. Print out a picture of it, put it in the visor of your car. When you're stuck in a red light or feeling stuck in life, look at it before you go into an important meeting. Look at it before you go to see your family. Connect with it. Take one little action each day toward one picture on this board. You will be ahead of most of the world. You will. Traction. Traction is the friction between, this is on your sheet, the friction between a moving object and the surface on which it is moving. Think of a tire. When the tires are moving and they're on pavement, they leave a mark. Now, this lower left-hand picture with a very cool Mustang, how far did this person get from where he or she originally started? Not very far. Not very far at all. Now, this person used up some fuel. This person probably made a lot of noise, made a lot of smoke, probably annoyed the neighbors a little bit. What do this person's tires look like right about now? Yeah, they're bald. They're not doing too good. We know people like this. People who make a lot of noise, but they never seem to get anywhere. You hear them before you see them. And then they just go round and round in circles. They make a lot of smoke, but they don't get anywhere. This person up here, you should stay in your own lane, by the way. Don't text and drive. Where's this person? Over the top. Started down here, spun the tires, probably made a little noise, made a little smoke, but went somewhere. They left a mark so people that want to follow where they went can know what direction they went in. Up and over. This weekend, any similar program you go to, a book, etc., any knowledge you gain, take it and go somewhere with it. That's all it says. Getting traction. I own so many personal development books. This is why I write books now. My longest book has 55 pages of content. I don't buy 400-page books anymore. Because I got a big stack of them covered with dust, with one of my business cards as a bookmark on, about page 16 of most of them. I would get a little knowledge, and I would stop. And I wouldn't go anywhere with it. And I'd buy the next big book that was supposed to change my life, get a little bit of knowledge, but I wouldn't go anywhere with it. You've invested in yourselves this weekend. Please take one thing at a minimum. Go somewhere with it. Get some traction. Get to wherever your next level is. But get somewhere with that bit of traction. How do you get traction? Because, boy, speakers like me like to get up and say, hey, here's a catchword. Get traction. Thank you and good night. To get traction, hang out with cool people. Hang out with people who make you feel good to be you. Hang out with people who appreciate you for who you are and what you are and what you're all about. People who hold you up, not drag you down. People who build you up, not try to cut your legs out from under you. Hang out with good people. Conversely, be a good person to others as well. Read good books, listen to good CDs, watch good DVDs. Your libraries have amazing personal development books and recordings. Jack Canfield's Success Principles is my idol as far as speakers go. He's a guy that when I'm riding in the car listening to him, boy, he's sitting right there with me. He's talking to me. That's the type of program I like. Real people being authentic. Talking in real terms. Not all these, what is it with the initials that spell things? I've got one. No, some people say, team, together, everyone achieves more. Fear is false evidence appearing real. I had some fears. They were real. The person yelling at me on the phone, I didn't imagine that. I have my own. Mosa Fogi. Many other speakers are full of garbage. Indeed. the only one I use. Opportunities and possibilities, they are everywhere. You could hold a door for someone tomorrow who is going to change your life. I've done it. Super Teddy says, sniff out possibilities behind every door. His favorite toy was on the other side of this door. I'm like, I need a good picture of Teddy. I know, put Snoopy on the other side of the door. There we go. First try. Sniff out possibilities behind every door because they are there. You would be amazed. There are things that have happened in my life that when I stopped and thought about what led them there, and I finally got to that root moment, my first thought was, really? That? Here's one of them. What are these? Marshmallows. What is this? Golf cart. What do they have in common? They're both white. Good. That's the most commonly heard answer, by the way. The funniest answer ever was they both float. My first question was, dude, where have you been golfing? And when do we tee off? Because I want to see this. 2 years ago, gosh, this week, I was called by my marketing person, and she said, I sponsored the 8th hole at the Amherst Country Club for a fundraising golf tournament. I need someone to measure how far people can hit a marshmallow with a golf club, and I thought of you. Will you do it? Sure. Sounds like me. There I am, Amherst Country Club, 6:45 in the morning, sitting in a golf cart, gym bag overflowing with marshmallows in my lap, and a woman sat down in the cart next to me to be driven out to her sponsored company hole. She said, hello, hello. What are you doing? I said, I'm measuring how far people can hit a marshmallow with a golf club. For me, that's like skilled labor. And I just kept making her laugh and making her laugh. And she finally asked, what do you do for work? I'm a motivational speaker. I blend motivation and humor and help people to find their own unique song to share with the world. They can share it as loudly or as quietly as they want. But I think everyone deserves to know what their song is. Oh, do you have a card? Yep. 15 months later, she called me last September. Turns out she is the CEO of one of the most successful Keller Williams real estate locations in New Hampshire. They're just a few miles from here, over by the Crown Plaza Hotel, the big shiny building that looks like a mirror. Still the shiniest building I've ever spoken in. That moment led to me getting this wristband, which I wear every day. Because that moment, as of last week, has turned into $5,500 worth of speaking events. All because I was in a moment to make someone laugh about marshmallows while sitting in a golf cart. That moment changed my life. It saved my company fourth quarter of last year. Because $5,000 of those dollars happened in the fourth quarter. Moments. Possibilities, opportunities, they're everywhere. And when you have your antennae up for them, you'd be amazed at how many of them show up. And it is just an awesome feeling when you connect with that energy. Does your light shine? If you're here, I'm assuming yes. Does your light shine, Nancy?
Oh, definitely.
Good. I knew it, but I just wanted to ask. Does your light shine?
Mm-hmm.
Does your light shine? By the way, there's no wrong answer. One young lady one day sat there with her arms crossed. I don't know. I hope so. Her friend, luckily, her friend was next to her, bashed her in the arm. She goes, oh yeah, her light shines. And she started laughing. She smiled. 3.5 years ago, I was on a business networking cruise, executive retreat down to the Bahamas. Half work, half play. By the way, if you ever go on a cruise, pay extra for the toilets that flush. It's definitely an option you want. Went to the private island, and the executive director of BNI, if anyone's involved with BNI, Business Network International, or heard of it, said, you're the first year here, you're the captain of the scavenger hunt team, here's a list of 10 pictures you have to get. Palm tree, hammock, coconut, green drink, blue drink, red drink, yellow drink, sensing theme. The 10th one on the list, nobody had ever accomplished. You have to find someone who has a mask, snorkel, and flippers, go up to them, say who you are, what you do, where you're from, ask if you can take their picture. I speak to people every day. I'm a comedian. I got this. So I go up to someone, "Sir, hi, my name is Steve. I'm a motivational speaker from New Hampshire. I see you have a Mass Snorkel and Flippers. Can I take your picture?" And Derek says, "No." As did the next 10 people, who were by then starting to go, "We're all set. Just grabbing the kids. Stay away from the weird guy." So I look over my shoulder at my boss, who is as red as your shirt. Oh my God, he is tears, laughing at me. The friendly motivational connect with the world guy, failing all over the beach in paradise. Have you ever been to an event, networking event or otherwise, where there's that one person, you walk in and you see someone who just has that glow. And you see people all kind of around that person, just wanting to be near that person, saying, "That person has such confidence. I don't feel that confident. I just want to be near this person and feel that." I saw a woman on the beach who was with her family and friends who had that light. And I walked over and I said, "Hi, my name is Steve. I'm a motivational speaker from New Hampshire. I see you have a Mass Snorkel Flippers. Friendly face. Can I take your picture?" And Paula says, "No." So I step back and, "I'm so sorry." She goes, "Not until I put them on. Duh." Oh, we're back. So she put the Mass Snorkel and Flippers on. She said, "You got your camera?" I said, "Yep." She goes, "Ready? 1, 2, 3. Here's the picture we took." I don't even know her name. I wish I'd asked it. 3.5 years later, this woman has changed my life forever. She does not get royalties, no. I held my hand out. I said, "Thank you so much. You just helped me win a scavenger hunt." She says, "No, I didn't." She said, "God sent you here so I'd have a funny story to tell at church about the crazy guy I met at the beach." My hand's still up because I'm very, very cool with that. And then she threw it on. She said, "Look, I'm from Georgia. We don't shake hands." And then she threw on the accent. She said, "You ain't getting out here without a hug." And I said, I went like that, and here come the flippers. And big, big, big hug. And she held both sides of my face. She said, "It was a pleasure meeting you. You have a great day." Come on, man. Stranger on a beach. Thousands of miles from home. Changed my life forever. Opportunities. Super Teddy says, "Always leave your footprints so the world will know where you've been." You are here this weekend. Go somewhere with it. Leave a footprint so someone you care about can step their lives up by something you learned, an example you set, a hand you reached out off a higher point on a mountain. That is what this weekend is all about. That is why you're here, investing in yourselves. To go somewhere. Always remember to leave your footprints so the world will know where you've been. Attitude, action, traction. The 3 most basic building blocks. The starting point for the rest of this weekend. It's the out-of-the-box, bare-bones basic building blocks. That's where we go from here. What are you going to ask yourselves tomorrow morning? Do I have? Yeah. What sound does the roller coaster make? Click, click, click. Click. Somebody one time went click. I'm like, "That's a short ride." Click, click, click. Remember that. This is how we get where we want to go. We are in the front seat. We're front row looking up that hill. Where we go is up to us. We have the right attitude that we choose. We take the actions. We get traction. We take what we've learned. We go somewhere. That is where we go. And I'm so happy that you are all here. And that wraps up the first segment of today's presentation. I thank you so much for being here for that. Super Teddy does as well. The hotel rules didn't allow me to bring him to this one. That's good. Well, if he was a service dog, but, he's not. So it's my honor to introduce our next presenter for the next segment. John Petruccio is a personal professional coach. I've known him for years. You are absolutely going to love this message. So I give you John.
Thank you very much. Awesome. Good evening, everybody. Steve used the roller coaster analogy, and I really like it. I use it a lot too. And the only difference tonight with what I'm going to present is we're going to be on it, and you're going to feel that ride, okay? So we all understand the confidentiality, right? So whatever happens here stays here. So this is very interactive, so you are going to do a lot more talking than I am, perhaps, right? And what I'm going to just ask you a question, and your personal or professional life. We're climbing the stairway to success, right? Whatever that looks like to you, you just climb. You ever get to that point where you hit that riser and you can't go to the next level? Have you ever experienced that before? Is anyone there now? Okay, so I'm just going to plant some seeds for you this evening. It's not about right or wrong, good or bad. It's just notice information that I'm going to share with you, okay? So a lot of times as we're climbing our stairway to success, or to happiness, whatever it is that we're doing, we hit that rise, we can't get to the next level. I'm going to present a few ideas of what stops us. And I'm going to start with two really important ones. And they're very personal questions. Can I ask you personal questions? Okay? So on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the best, how do you rate your relationship with yourself? 10 is the best. Just hang on to that thought for a moment, okay? Scale of 1 to 10, where are you at? Okay. Can I go a little deeper? Yeah. So the next personal question. Do you love yourself? Okay. So there's perhaps the first reason why we don't get over that next level. Right there. So let's do some sharing. It is who is a 10? Okay, how about 9, 8, 7s, 6s, 5s, 4s, 3s, 3, 2, 1s. Okay. So I'm just going to ask this question. Why not a 10? Who's a 5? Why not a 10?
I want to be a 10. I think it's the external influences that the messages that I get and the challenges that I have
Okay.
that make me feel like a 5.
Okay. Anybody else want to share why they're not a 10?
I think by habit, I'm not where I want to be.
Okay.
So, mobilizing that.
Okay.
The goals to be there, but I'm not there.
For me, it's, I think, a lot of times I'm just too hard on myself.
Okay. Good. Excellent.
I guess I just get really angry at myself for not doing the things that I want to do and making my life happen the way I want it to happen.
Okay. Anybody else? So what if I told you that it's a choice? That's simple.
Me?
If I walked up, what is your number? What is it? 7. Okay. So if I walked up to you with a golden platter with a 7 or a 10, which one would you choose? Right? It's that simple, folks. We're born number 10s. We're born in self-love. The only way we can not be there is when we give it. It's the only reason. Think about that. How powerful is that thought? To think right now that you can shift in your mind right now, no matter what's going on in your life, no matter what it is, only you can be a 10 right now. So raise your hand if you love yourself. Wonderful. And if you don't, raise your hand. Some maybes. You love yourself?
Up to me?
Yeah.
I raised it.
Oh, you did,
first
okay, so
time.
yes, good, excellent. Thank you. Same thing with self-love. Nobody can take that away from us. So can you see how that would make a difference in our day? That if we're walking around as 5 or 3 or whatever it is, anything other than 10, just sort of like heads down, what do you think we're going to attract? Right? 3s and 5s. 3s and 5s. Is that what we want? Right? And how many of you in business? Right, so a lot of you are, right? So would that make a difference in your business? What do you think you're attracting right now? So maybe just ponder that a little bit, right? Some self-love, so most of us are now self-love. That's awesome. That's the beginning. So what we're talking about here, as we build our life, we have this foundation, and we build our structure on top of it, which is our life. But what the foundation sits on is our self-love for ourselves, that solid rock. And our self-love and being a number 10. So what do you think it is that keeps us from being there? Someone mentioned, what was your share earlier? Why you were a 10?
It's external influences causing
Okay.
fear.
Right. So you're giving your power away, basically.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So we don't have to do that.
Have a tendency not to take the time to really treat myself well.
Yes.
Always thinking about somebody else.
Right. Why would we not do that? Why would we not take care of ourselves?
We're the last ones that we're going to treat well.
Right. Not me.
Me.
Yeah.
Right. I'm the last one that I'm going to treat.
Right.
I'm going to treat well.
So he owns it now. Big difference, right?
I was kind of hoping we would do.
No. So what I'm going to suggest, I'm going to just throw some more information out to you from my experience in being a coach and doing this work the last couple of years. There's other influences. So it can be society. Right? There's the 6 deadly poisons. Society feeds us every single day. We take it. It's like drinking rain from the earth. And I'm just going to put this out there for you. 3 of those poisons are the 3 C's. First one is complaining. How many can relate to that? Is that poisonous? The second one is criticism. And the third one is condemning. All right? Does that sound poisonous? So how many can give me an example of complaining? Robin, give me an example of complaining. What's it been doing for the last several weeks?
Pointing out bad things about
Yeah.
anything that you see.
Right, okay. So does it sound good? How about criticizing? Okay. Give me an example. Pardon?
Whether they lie to us.
Yeah, you'll be criticizing, yes. Yes. Speaking to the weather again. Someone give me another example?
It could just be a sports event, and if you have another parent that's looking at another child,
Yes.
criticizing how that child is playing or how it's impacting
Yes.
the game. for instance.
It could be that, right? So criticizing could be verbal, it could also be thinking silently, right? Criticizing what somebody's wearing, or their hairstyle, or their shoes they're wearing. Right? Does that sound good? No. How about condemning? What is condemning like? Give me an example of condemning. First thing that comes to mind. First thing. Oh, you want to sit in front row? Condemning. Anybody?
Just somebody that doesn't have the same point of view as you. And you're saying, well, that person's wrong.
Okay. Yes. So you're using a person's name. So John.
John's wrong.
I'm John. So John. Yeah. John did this. So don't go see John. So I see it on Facebook a lot. People condemning another business. Don't go to so and so business because their service was bad or whatever. That's condemning. So as a business person, right, when I hear someone condemning another business, what incentive do I have to use them? Or even to be associated with them? That if I would even, if they even perceived that I did something wrong and they condemned me, why would I want to do this? See how poisonous that is? So what I'm going to ask you all to do is make a commitment for the next 90 days. you're gonna be buddying up here at some point, is to abstain from the 3 Cs for the next 90 days. You all want to raise your hand and say, I commit? Ready to make a commitment to that? Can you see how poisonous that is, folks? So I'm going to make it really compelling too, by the way. So you'll really, really want to make this an effort. And so what I'll suggest to you is just get some little post-it notes to put a C on it to remind you. And just notice how challenging it is to not complain or criticize or condemn. Be very, very conscious of it because it slips in every little nook and cranny of our being. Be very, very surprised. And just one way is having a little note somewhere just to remind yourself. And notice how many people do it. And where and who. So where does it come from, folks? Where do we get that habit?
Negative self-image.
It shows that.
Is
Nothing
negative.
ever read though.
But where's it come from, though? Were we born with it?
It's learned.
It's learned. It's learned behavior. Had I not brought this up today, would you just be continuing on doing it? It's subconscious, poured into us most of our life. So does it look good, folks, when somebody's constantly complaining and constantly criticizing? Does it look good? Do you want to look that way? So is there an incentive to abstain? So I need an assistant. Okay. Come on up here.
I'm with the first raise my hand.
Okay, that's good. Awesome.
I'm very shy in front of people.
Yeah. Do you believe that?
I
All
don't
right.
know.
So what I'm just asking you to do is just put your hand up.
Oh, you're
Okay. Yeah, that's good. What did she just do?
Resist.
Why?
Because you were pushing me over, you're taking me off balance.
That was your
Pushing,
perception,
you
right?
needed
Yeah.
resist.
So let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Now resist me. All right. I'm offering you peace, love, and joy. You resist me.
Oh, shit.
So why was that? Why did you just resist me?
It's
I'm offering
it's
it.
what you were used to doing. That's what
Right.
you wanted
So
to do.
why?
It's like a reaction.
Why would we do that? Why?
It's we talk about it.
Why? Is it serving us? Here I am offering my heart, peace, and unconditional love and joy. Right?
No.
Okay, you just did one. So just notice that. That's part of, thank you very much.
Oh, okay.
So just notice that, how quickly we react, how quickly we resist, and where could that be showing up in our life? How many other people are offering us something good, some peace or love or joy, and we're automatically ready to just put our hand up? Why would we do that? Learn. Anybody?
Protect yourself.
Protect ourselves.
Pass.
Our past, yeah.
That's what we learned.
Right. So the other 3 deadly poisons is the 3 R's. So the first one is resentment. The second one is resistance. And the last one is revenge. Okay? So can you feel the roller coaster ride right now? What's it doing? All right. But this is how we show up, folks. Okay, I'm going to show you how we can get out of this roller coaster ride. So it's always like a magic carpet ride instead. So give me an example of what resentment is to you. Resentment. First thing first.
Seeing somebody that has something more.
Yes. Like a little jealousy maybe?
Favoritism. I'm seeing it more as like,
Favoritism? Yeah.
more as anger that you haven't talked about.
It's anger. What else is it? What else is it? Was it look like? Pardon?
Tense.
Tense. Give me an example of what our resentment is. blame.
That anger was a pretty good one.
Okay,
Hold
anger.
on to it, we don't let it go.
Hanging on, not letting go, right? Can someone give me an example of what they would be in resentment towards? A person, the way they treated you, exactly.
Favoritism between siblings.
Could be yes. Create resentment.
Could create.
Yes.
At the job, or something about they might have, or someone else takes it.
Yes.
All kinds of-
Yeah.
Personal.
Yeah. Feeling slighted, right? And what else? Anybody? What are you back there, buddy?
Sticking up with resentment against ourselves for
Yes.
not fully
Right. Ourself. Okay. So, resistance, now we know what the resistance is, right? You get an idea. Can you give me another idea of resistance?
resistant to criticism.
Yes. I don't like the criticism, exactly, but we resist that. Some other example?
We don't trust people.
Trust, the lack of trust is resisting, yes. Is it possible that that's resistance? When we're complaining about something, we are resisting. When we're criticizing something, we're resisting what is. And when we're condemning something, we're resisting. See the connection, folks? Can you see how it would benefit you in your life when we rid ourselves of these poisons? Would you stop taking them? And what about revenge? What does revenge look like? To get back at someone, yes. What else? Somebody else?
I feel the word violence, like violated or violence when I see the word revenge.
Yeah, yes, it can be very violent.
It's like you want to dump your anger somewhere else.
Yes, exactly, yes, we got.
Thinking that that's going to release it.
Could be this, shutting someone off. Right, you don't like what they're saying, so how many times do you see people standing up like this?
You call that revenge?
If you're talking to me, I don't like what you're saying,
I call it resistance.
it's resistance still. But if you shut someone off,
I think revenge too is like a lot of people when they split up, they use the children against each other.
yes,
That's a really
yes,
sad form.
exactly, right. So does it do us any good to be revengeful? What does it do?
Creates more.
Creates more. Right, so to get back at, right? And so can you see where all these 6 deadly poisons are not going to serve us? So we're going to talk about a little bit how much deeper this can go for us, right? What is, when two people are having an argument, right? What's going on? They're resisting, right? So there's this little battle going on, this person A and person B, and they're just fighting. They're arguing right now. What do they both want? They both want to win. They want to be right. That's all it is. One person over the other wants to be right. And in order for that to happen, right, the other one has to be. So does it really matter, folks? Does it really matter when somebody starts an argument with you, or maybe you start? You start feeling angry, when someone tries to drag you in for whatever reason. Is it worth fighting back? Does it matter? So we had talked about resentment, right? So we can be in resentment. If somebody gets us angry for something, we just kind of hang on to it, right? Hang on to that resentment. What they said to me